over as Baylor's acting head football coach just 6 months ago. He took over a program who had just fired its head coach, had its athletic director resign, and its president demoted. Some might say it was one of the worst jobs in the country, but Grobe will tell you differently. Grobe's time at Baylor is coming to an end, and tonight the Baylor Alumni Network hosted an impromptu thank you ceremony for the coach. Athletic director Mac Rhodes, Baylor senior wide receiver Lynx Hawthorne, and coaching legend Grant Taft all spoke about Grobe and what he's done for Baylor Nation. More than 100 people showed up to the Texas Sports Hall of Fame to show their gratitude. Grobe will coach in the bowl game before handing over the reins to Matt Rule. He and his wife Holly will definitely be coming back to watch the Bears play, he said, and he also said he has high praise for the community of Waco.
I've never had more people say God bless you than we've had in this community, and so it's just been a community where we felt accepted and loved and cared about, and that's from the day we got here and even through the tough times. You know, a lot of times they do that when you're 6-0, but when we went through that tough stretch where we started losing games, nothing changed. Our community remained the same, and that tells me a lot about Baylor Nation and the people in Waco.
Speaking of Baylor, the Bears will be without their all-time leading rusher for the Cactus Bowl. Senior running back Linwood has decided to sit out Baylor's bowl in order to focus on the NFL draft. He joins Stanford's Christian McCaffrey and LSU's Leonard Fournette as players who will be skipping their respective bowl games. Linwood has had an up-and-down season that included a suspension for what was described as an attitude problem. Linwood finishes the 2016 season with 751 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. He'll finish his college career with a school record 4,166 rushing yards and 36 touchdowns. The Texas A&M Aggies are just a little over a week away from their Texas Bowl battle with Kansas State. The Aggies lost 3 out of their last 4 games to finish the regular season with an 8-4 record. The Wildcats, they're also 8-4, but they ended the regular season on a 3-game win streak. This will be the first time these two teams have met since they were both in the Big 12. It should be a pretty good matchup. A&M head coach Kevin Sumlin said they may not be playing in a New Year's Six Bowl, but the timing and location of the Texas Bowl is pretty favorable for the Aggies.
You know, everybody around Christmas time, it's one of those, it comes at a decent time. Usually, you know, you got family in the house, and then Christmas Day, and then somewhere around the 26th, 27th, 28th, people want to get out of the house a little bit. So 8 o'clock, the 28th is probably a pretty good time spot.
And just like Coach Sumlin said, A&M and Kansas State will face off in the Texas Bowl December 28th at NRG Stadium at 8 o'clock. For the first time in Dallas Cowboys history, 2 rookies have been selected to the NFL Pro Bowl in Orlando. Rookie quarterback Dak Prescott and running back Ezekiel Elliott were 2 of the 5 Cowboys to be named to the Pro Bowl roster. Tackle Tyron Smith earned his 4th Pro Bowl selection. Center Travis Frederick and guard Zach Martin both earned their 3rd. Sean Lee and Jason Witten were surprisingly snubbed from the roster. Now, players whose teams make the Super Bowl will not appear in the Pro Bowl, so I know Cowboys fans are hoping these selections are honorary only. Jadeveon Clowney from the Houston Texans was also named to the Pro Bowl roster. He was the only Texan to be selected to the first team. The 4th-ranked Baylor men's basketball team is one of only 6 undefeated Division I teams left in the country. The Bears will look to improve to 12-0 when they wrap up non-conference play tomorrow night against Texas Southern. The Bears currently have the 2nd longest home non-conference winning streak in the nation. Texas Southern is coming in riding a 7-game losing streak. But the Bears know that even though they're heavily favored, they cannot overlook any opponents.
We treat every game like it's our last and like it's a tournament game. And Texas Southern is a great team, like a great team. They have great athletes on their team, great point guards that can score the ball, and a great coach. And he wants to win. The team wants to win. We want to win. So it's going to be a battle.
Baylor and Texas Southern will tip off at 6:30 at the Farrell Center on Wednesday night. Over in Temple, Wildcats hosting Waco High for a little District 18 5A action. Lions down 6-0 early until Tony Caulfield drains the triple. That's going to get Waco on the board. Lions trailing 6-3. Later in the first quarter, off the turnover, Dale Smith takes it to the hoop for the acrobatic lay-in, and the Lions are keeping things close. But the Wildcats extend their lead late in the first. Good ball movement by Temple. Nick Ramirez gets it in the corner, and he knocks down the 3-pointer for the Wildcats. And then more from Temple later. Deshaun Darden, check out this pass to Ramirez, who lays it in. What a play there. Temple goes on to win it 72-58. Wildcats are 6-11 on the year. And that'll do it for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Closed captioning on Channel 6.